Good afternoon, everyone. We are 100 Years Enterprise. My name is Fahim, aka Lejon. And to my right, who do I have?
Dante, aka Raheem.
And to my left,
We have Patrick, aka Hamza.
and again, collectively, we are 100 Years Enterprise. 100 Years Enterprise are three men who collectively did 100 years of incarceration. And our beautiful topic today of this discussion for episode 4, Brother Dante, he brought it out. So please tell the people what this topic is and why it's so important.
Appreciating women. When I think back, we don't give much appreciation to our women. Women is the backbone of us. Women is the backbone of the world. And I was just sitting back, years ago, just in prison, and just thinking about the women that was in my life that played a major role, important part in my life. Even the ones that didn't. We don't appreciate the women like we should. I'm just for to talk about my grandmother, beautiful woman, did anything in the world for me, as well as my uncle, which is their son, even my mother, made sure we was well taken care of. But when I think back of how I treated her, and what I mean treated her, not physical abuse or anything to that nature, but how I acted out as a teen, how I didn't care about if I went to jail or not, and they had to come see me, how I used to destroy the things that they bought for me and didn't even trip off of. They'd give me another one. So I kind of abused the love that she had for me. And I feel bad about that. Even sometimes I even tear up about that because she didn't deserve that. The things that she did for us, she did for the family, to make sure the family is well taken care of. She paid the bills. She made sure that we had a roof over our head. She made sure that we had food to eat. She made sure we had school clothes. She made sure that we had the things that we wanted as well as needed. But it took me a long time to understand that, hey, you know what? I need to start appreciating women. I need to start appreciating my mother. I need to start appreciating my grandmother. I need to start appreciating women as a whole. Because without women, guess what? We wouldn't be here. So this is why I picked this topic. And this is why it's so important, because as men, we don't appreciate our women. And we need to start appreciating our women a little bit more.
Absolutely. That's very strong. And as you said, in season 3, episode 3, that women are the cradle of civilization. Without the woman, there is no man. And when we talk in terms of our grandparents, wow, and our mothers, I agree. When you live in a life of uncertainty, of being carefree, not caring what you're doing, you don't sit back and understand or realize those who really love you, those who nourished you, those who pampered you, of what they mean to you and what you mean to them, because we constantly going. And for those who are here and that aren't here, I would like to apologize for everyone, all the women that I hurt, especially my grandmother, especially my mother, my auntie, especially the women in my family. Those women in my life today, yesterday, and as you say, those going, I have to humbly apologize, for my wrong actions. I want to just read this quote from Naim Akbar. He says this. He say, human beings are unable to be about the serious business of living and building societies. If they feel compelled to always clown or entertain others, people do not take you seriously. if you don't take yourself seriously. A sense of humor brings necessary balance to an organized life, but a life of humor blinds one to life. And what I get out of that is that oftentimes we didn't take it serious. We didn't take our life serious, and that's why we did the things that we did. And I want to just leave with that piece that we have to continue and keep striving to take our lives seriously so people can take our lives serious, right? And so we can give back that seriousness with the humor in it, right? To say, hey, I was here, we were here, but now we're going. And again, I got to apologize to all the women in my family, those who are not in my family, those who I have relationships with, those who failed, and those who I got relationships with now, whether it be mother, aunties, friends, business relationships, whoever I've hurt, I apologize sincerely.
Okay. Yeah, that was deep. I commend you for that. I just want to say, add to a little intellectual to what I'm going to say. As far as appreciate the woman, right? My understanding of my mother when I got out, my mother passed away. May God bless her soul. I got out April 18, 2020. My mother passed away May 5th, 2021. So that was the womb that bore me, and I owe her the respect and honor to do everything in my power, right, to make sure that I live a healthy, prosperous, positive life and reflect positive energy, right? So with that being said, right, when we talk about the appreciation of women, right, every woman has been born to be a mother. So in every relationship I had, I loved every last woman I was in a relationship with, whether it turned out to be bad in the end or whatever the case may be, because I learned something from that relationship that helped me develop. To understand at that time when I was with that other individual, I should say woman, right? I probably wasn't in the stage of mind to be mature enough for her.
Yeah.
Right? So in regards to that, right, I neglected my duty as a man to her because her motherly instinct, or should I say her mother wit, chose me. So she chose me to be with her. And once I engaged the relationship, right, I realized, in that relationship, whatever rapport we had, it was a big disconnect for those I didn't continue with the relationship. But I want to say to them, I respect them just as I respect my wife today in regards to they chose me. So I always say that, and I always say that to y'all, I don't care. I always looked at, I like the women that choose me.
Yeah.
So if you don't like me, oh well. Because the one that choose me, they don't like this chubbiness about me. I don't compete with a skinny man. Because whoever choose me don't like me.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what goes back to the last topic we talked about, right? About knowing yourself. I'm proud of me.
Right.
And I'm not gonna let no one take that away from me. And right, and along the way, the path of being incarcerated, right, it wasn't about majority. I'll say, and I speak for y'all too. 90% of those who helped us was women. They came to those penitentiaries and helped us. They sat and listened to us when we talk about books read and read and who we are today. And the woman that patted us on our back and gave us hugs and said, man, I'm proud of you. That what made us go back and say, man, I had a good visit. Man, I was telling her about Naeem Akbar. I was telling her about the Quran. I was telling her how I pray. Because we had somebody that listened to us. So that's what we mean by appreciation for women. Because without that vehicle, who wants to be on the planet without women?
Exactly.
So the power in that is, right, it's so powerful, man, to have, someone that reflects you in another form, in a feminine form. So, this is like, to me, this is, I live here.
Yeah, so much can go from that too.
So, man, this is, I appreciate you bringing this topic. Because I embody that as far as my appreciation. I try to.
And then women, they give us balance.
Absolutely.
Because without the women, what we would be? We'd be fumbling the ball and until we fall and keep fumbling. So they bring
Adam
a
and
sense
Eve.
of balance, in our life. Allah, He created men and women for a reason. Not just, He just on the fluke. He ain't do that.
With no mistake
No,
involved.
with no mistake. So that's why it's very, important for us to make sure that we, tell our mothers, tell our wives, our friends, I love you, I appreciate you, appreciate you being here.
Mhm.
I've been with my wife since 2002. We got together in 1980, 85, 84. I never knew that she'd be here today, but that lets me know something about her.
Exactly.
Even though we went through what we went through, I still appreciate her because she didn't have to ride all this time with me. She could have been, a year, 2, 3 years, she could have been left, abandoned me. So I thank her all the time. I ain't gonna say every day, but I should though. I mean,
And
because
yes, and that.
so I mean I should. And it takes a strong woman to deal with an individual like us in a situation that we was in.
Absolutely.
So most definitely we have to give more value to our women because without the women, hey, what would we be? Even I just want to just say this right quick. Even my mother, I mean, I love my mother, but was she there for me? No, but I still appreciate her
Mhm.
because I came out of her womb.
That's right.
So when my birthday come, I don't celebrate. I call her,
Mhm.
Mama, I love you. Happy birthday. Like for what? I say because you went through the pain. You had me on August the 14th. You had me. You went through all the pain and the suffering and pushed me out. So today is your birthday and I appreciate you.
And it's strange we give ourselves gifts for something we didn't do.
We didn't do nothing. Yeah.
We should be giving the gift to the person who bought us. They went through the pain to have us.
Man, when you talk about what we went through, I've been walking out those gates of Folsom, right? I thought I had it all together. They put a couple dollars in my pocket. Then the other little money I had on my books, what I took on with me, right? Then they told me, hey, you going, which I already knew, but things changed. They said, you going to this halfway house. End up in a halfway house in downtown Oakland. They said, I got to be there for 6 months, which I was already prepared for. But what I wasn't prepared for, when I reached out, when I paroled, I thought I had, these women, they're going to be behind me. They're going to be, on my side. They're going to have things set for me when I came home. But it wasn't there. Hindsight is 2020. So when I reached out to Keisha, right, and told her I was out, she couldn't believe me. I sent the message and she said, you up? Yeah, First thing in my mind was that I'm going to see her, I'm going to smash whatever she comes through, right? That was in my mind, right? Honestly. But when she showed up, she had a look on her face to where it's, damn, you really home. And so when the conversation went on, it was like, okay, you home. And that was it. When is your next schedule? You can come out to halfway house. When can you come out? I said, well, I can come out on Monday. I had an appointment on Monday. She came on Monday. It was all about just take me to my appointments. As a friend, take me to my appointments. And it's about appreciating women, right? In a time of need, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene, right? When you think your partner's them going to be there, so on and so forth, right? But to be there to give you that good guidance, to give you that the education about acclimation back into society, right? Because you speak on this all the time, Patrick, about having women there as your best friends, right? As be there who gonna do something other than these other jokers gonna do, because they're gonna be there, even if it's just in a friendship, in a nurturing way, because they have what? You said all the time, the mother wit. They got the mother wit, right? And so that's what she did. So she came up and every day made me, help me get to every appointment, help me acclimate. I got to thank her every day, for the things what she helped me with. Even though we fight, you know what I'm saying? We fight like Ike and Tina Turner. We just ain't did the cake yet, and we ain't did the physical.
Blown.
We ain't did that, but we got the Ike and Tina Turner, which is good. It's all love, right? But I want to always thank her for that, for being here. When I can't be in my fitness classes, she run it. When I need something done, motivated, help others, whatever we need got going on, she step up, and I can't, disregard that. But also, before I go on, I want to read this one quote by Susan B. Anthony. And that's what she said. She said, the day will come when men will recognize women as his peer, not only as the fireside, but in councils of the nation. Then And not until then will there be the perfect comradeship, right? Camaraderie. The ideal union between the sexes that shall result in the highest development of the race, right? Of the race. But it's that coming together, the mutuality and respect, right? They said we're going to push, pull, and strive together, right? So if we have women, even just the opposite sex, helping us, no, it's to help us get where we need to go, not to replace. And I'm going to end with that.
That's deep there.
I got to chime in, right? That was powerful, right?
Susan B. Anthony.
So, this is the importance of reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
And because we could discuss different topics, right? I also had a book.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to hold off on it, but I'm going to go ahead and serve. It's called The Female Brain. I read the book because I like a dean from Cal Berkeley. I learned that, but the title of the book is Female Brain. And it goes through 4 stages of a woman. And the first stage is the little girl. The second stage is the woman. The third stage is the lady.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth stage, they say a lot don't make it to that stage because experiences of their lives take place and rob them of that is the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And the goddesses are those who appear like the Oprah Winfreys and all that because most women look to her.
Yeah.
The Jacqueline Kennedys, those are considered goddesses because they elegance of how they, carry out a thing. The example, right, makes them the goddess.
Queen Elizabeth.
Right? Yeah, but most women just make it into a lady, right? Is profound. Because why? A lady is someone that naturally a man pulls their chair out. Because he recognized the elegance, the softness of it. It reflects him. Right? And then there's the woman, the hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
She works hard. She make sure the kids eat, we eat, bath, food, everything. She's just a woman. Then you have the girl. But even in all that, she still wants to be the girl, to be pampered, rub her back, tell her she's important.
Yes.
Like my wife always tell me. She say, you piss me off sometimes. I say, why? Because you don't let me know what you like. That's powerful to me. Just little things like that, because she telling me, I'm here to serve you. That's the girl, woman, lady, and goddess. You disrupting who I am as a woman. You're not letting me know. I said, well, what you talking about? I'm cool with what I got. No, I want to know, because in her mind, it's always competition.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that I know my man, my husband, my king.
Mm-hmm.
And see, when you know all these things through reading, you know self and you know where exactly what they mean when they say what they mean. Because why? Your intellect expect. So when Fahim pointed up things out, that's what I thought about. I said, the female brain, because I read that while I was in the hole. And it's a very dense read, but it gives you deep understanding of what a woman's makeup is and what she hoped that you see in her. And so that's appreciation women, all that's entailed. They want you to understand them intellectually too.
Because sometimes they'll be quiet, right? And just do certain movements. And do certain movements and want you to figure it out.
I experienced that.
Right? Want you to figure it out. I mean, I get this all the time, Women, y'all know this. I'm pointing at y'all too. I could be laying up in the bed, tired. And men, y'all know how this go. You get that leg, run all up and get you. She rub her leg up and get you, right? Mm-hmm. And then she turn her butt and get you, right? Y'all know what that mean, huh? But if you can't figure it out, there's something that's wrong, right? When that leg, they want you to figure that out. That's the meaning of Brother said, right? Men being able to understand women and have their appreciation of their softness. Of the nurturing, right? Because we don't always have to be hard. We want to be tired, have your back rubbed and shoulders. All I needed, especially when I leave that gym. But sometimes I get caught up in my male ego and don't, they want to just get back to the business. But it's a time and a place for all of it.
Oh, most definitely. Hey, this is very enlightening to me, educational, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But what I do want to is apologize to all the women, or should I say the young ladies that came into my life growing up. Because I done sit, degrading women by sending them to the track and all that stuff. My young mind, because I see other people doing it. And so if y'all happen to see this podcast, just understand that I truly apologize for my actions towards you. young mind, trying to fit in. Oh, DT, he's a pimp. That don't mean anything because that was criminal thinking, which led me down a criminal path, which led me to think like a criminal, which led me to go to prisons, which led me to make life, death decisions, early death decisions.
Early
death decisions. So I just want to just thank everybody. Say I truly apologize. Even my wife, like I said, we had our good and bad days. Back in the days, I didn't put a pistol out on her back in the day. That's just how sick I was. So I just want to let all remember that. I'm truly apologize for my action as a young, uneducated boy.
Well, I can't say this, right? There's a parable, right? There's a saying where when God created Adam, he put him on earth and he told him to name everything in creation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what separated him from the devil, from Satan, right? As we know it in the book. But after he named everything, right? He said, God left him to his own endeavors, right? He thought about it. And he said to himself, I'm lonely down here. I don't care if you have a lion, bear, tiger, a crocodile, a bird or whatnot. I need a woman.
Yeah.
He didn't say it in that regard, but I'm paraphrasing. He said that he went to his Lord and said, I understand creation, but there's something missing. Because God made everything in duality.
Yes.
Exactly.
At the time. Adam didn't have a partner at first.
So when you say duality, what you mean?
Duality of pairs, man and woman. Right? So that's the balance. So at that time, he made Adam the vicegerent, meaning the ruler of the world, of all other subjects.
That's
right?
right.
So he looked at it, he said, okay, I'm a ruler of all that, but something's missing. So what? God laid him down, right? Made him weary, right? And for the story is told, he pulled his smallest rib out of his body and created a woman. So that gave him harmony and balance. So that goes to what you said when you apologize. We know we need woman.
Yeah.
We asked for it.
And you know what? Just say, we know we need them, but with that, they know we need them. See, that's the key. Yeah, we know we need them. They know we need them. They know what other people see in us. And we know what people see in them.
What they tell us all the time. Be a man, right? Be a man. We be like, what is she talking about? I thought I was a man when I'm talking to you. What are you talking? Be a man. So, give all shout out respect to my wife, Rachel, I didn't go to reentry hub. I got released. She picked me up. You know what I mean? And I told her all the time, I should have went to a reentry hub.
Why?
She said, in her mind, she just looked at me like, that's the stupidest answer in the world when you have me. I mean, I said, it's things I need to learn prior to coming home that I should have learned by now. She said, that's the stupidest answer in the world because you have me. So they don't understand that. But that's so impactful, and empowering to understand that she loved me like that.
Yeah.
So, Dante, we can talk about this. It's just, it helps me be more compassionate too.
Yeah.
When I'm dealing with kids, when I'm dealing with, trying to impact someone to steer them away from making early death decisions, from causing them to break the cycle of violence, because I have mothers, women in our lives. That we feel that impact us now. We're listening. We're keen to their emotional, that we learned that from the woman. That heartbeat. We know when they're frustrated, when they're down, when they're mad at us, without them even saying it. So we have an emotional pulse to connect now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So all that's through the woman.
Exactly.
So it's a powerful dynamic.
Yeah, when we talk about interrupting this cycle of violence, we also got to interrupt the cycle of sex trafficking. Yeah. It's real big now. The sex trafficking, we see it, and when we see these young girls, leaving school, oftentimes I wonder if they're gonna make it home. At the bus stop, sitting by themselves, and hoping, by the mercy of God, they get, where they need to go throughout the day. And we are 100 Years Enterprise. My name is Fahim.
Dante.
Patrick.
Please follow us on YouTube, 100 Years Enterprise, Instagram, 100 Years DOP, our website, 100years.biz. We are and going to continue to drive home the message of steering these youth from making early death decisions, what will lead them to a long term of incarceration, what they don't want to do. It's easy to go in, but hard to get out.
Peace.